Oh my goodness, how good do those little meringue cakes look? Are you ready? Let's make some. So we're going to take number 2 light pink and adding a considerable amount of white. We're just doing a little clay management there and mixing the white together to make sure the whole bag is the same consistency, because you know the top gets a little bit drier to the bottom. So we mixed it together. So it is easier, I find, when you're mixing colors together to give it a quick mix together before you put it in the bowl and mix it with the mixer. I just, that's just the way I prefer it. I don't really think there's a right or a wrong way to do that, but that's slopping it on the table. That's definitely wrong. But anyway, easy cleanup. So we've put our PVA glue in with that. Now, if you haven't seen the video about mixing your clay to a pipeable consistency, go back to the basic videos. It's in there and it's done slower. And the whole process is talking about what I'm actually doing. So this is just a much sped up version because we're making quite a few colors. Okay, so we've got our light pink going into the bag. And we've still got like another 6 or 7 colors to go. So stay with me. It gets faster, it gets shorter, but I wanted to show you the colors. Even though the colors aren't necessarily really true here, so I'll talk you through them. That's number 13. That's actually number 13, candy pink, which is looking a little bit more orange. You can see it's pink in the bowl though, and everything is getting toned down. Let's get that bagged. And like I say, I do skim through this because you don't need to see me mix 7 different colors. But I do want you to be aware of, this is quite the process, mixing up all your colors and stuff like that. This doesn't happen on a sped up version. Here we go. We've got another 4. So that's number 24 lime green. So just be aware of that, that it looks, you know, it's, I mean, it's great fun, but it does take you a little while. That we had 24 lime green. We went into 36 mint, 29 apricot, and then I'm doing 22, which is sapphire blue, and that's the one that I'm mixing now. Now, it's a little darker than I want. I don't want it quite that strong. Sapphire blue is the dark, like a very dark blue. And so that was like a little bit too strong for the look that I was going for with this particular project. So I'm taking some out and just bagging it to use on another project. I can cover something with that. And adding more white now just to really tone that down. Let's get these bagged up and ready for piping. It is really good fun seeing all the color combinations and stuff come together. So I'll do my best to try and tell you what colors I'm putting together as I go. So that was the 24. And you'll get a better look at them at the end. So stay with me to the end so that you can see the color combinations. And you can see that I've changed over to putting my holding my bags in my big piping bags, just that the quantity that I'm mixing with a full bowl is a little bit too much for that wine glass that I was using as a piping bag holder. So I've just to make it easier, I've just gone over to use the bigger one. I can still pipe it from there one-handed though, thank goodness. That is key. Do not overfill your bags. Doesn't that just look so stinking delicious? It honestly does look like real buttercream, right? So good. Now this is cerise. No, sorry, it was cerise. It's number 30. It's now called blush. I think it's a much better color description. So we're going with blush with this one. And again, everything is toned down with a lot of white. And now we're ready to go. So what I've done is I've loaded all of these bags just into the disposables. I mean, they're all disposable bags, but these are like the crinkly disposable ones. So there's no nozzles on those. I put the nozzles into my, what would normally be my cover bag. And I use 1Ms throughout this whole project. And so that's another thing to consider. If you're doing up all these bags, you really need nozzles to go for all of them. Otherwise, you're stopping and washing lots of bags, lots of nozzles out, which does extend the time it takes you to do the project. So we've got cookie dough. Now, if you don't know how to make cookie dough, go back and watch your basic videos. It's in there showing you how to do quite a few different base colors, because cookie dough is not available just out of the bag in my range. So don't forget, all of these colors that you're seeing on here, you can purchase on my website, www.kjdecorates.com. And then I just went around those with a little bit of gold, my cookie rounds. You can use whatever size cutter you want. I think that one was about an 8 centimeter. And I think this is number 22 and number 2. So we've done the light blue. Well, it was sapphire blue, but it's a lot lighter than that now, then with the light pink on the top. It's going to test me, isn't it? Now let me have a look what we got here. That's 36 mint. And I did a double layer. So on these ones, it's 2 layers of the rose. Now we're going in with the 29 apricot. That is a very pretty color combination, can I tell you? The mint and the apricot, gorgeous. Do you see that piece I had hanging over? I just took my palette knife with a bit of water on it or a little bit of oil and just cut that excess off, because it's that extension of the drag as you're piping around. Oh, I've already forgotten. Light pink, 29 apricot. That looks like to the 22, the sapphire blue. And then mint on top. Now, as I'm piping these, I'll have to skip these colors for a second. But as I'm piping these, the slower you go, like the pressure you put on your bag, the slower you go, the more you get a ruffle. The faster you go, we'll talk about this little boo-boo here. The faster you go, sort of you end up more like with a rope than a ruffle. So keep that in mind. If you're not getting the real ruffles in your piping, slow your action down. Now, see when that bag popped off? That was an easy fix. Just cut another bag, pop the nozzle back in it, put the bag in. You do end up with like 3 bags or something that you're working with, but it's easy enough to fix that. I know it can be a terrible nuisance when the nozzles pop off, and sometimes that's because you've cut your bag like too high and there's too much of the nozzle sticking out. So as you're putting pressure on those bags to pipe the clay, it can sometimes just squeeze those nozzles out. I've completely lost the color combinations now, guys. I've completely lost them. They're pretty. I don't know. We'll have a look at the end. That's pretty, isn't it? Oh, here we go. Look, we had a wrinkle of the nose and the flowers magically appeared. Don't you love that? Now I'm dipping my little flowers into my water because it stops the distortion of the clay as you're pressing down into the clay. I just find that it makes the clay tacky, and it also, as I say, it just stops it from sort of pulling down. This is so pretty. This is so pretty. I've just gone with a combination of different little roses, ranunculus, and a couple of little flighty bits, but I wanted to keep it quite neat, and the flowers on the top, relatively small. But I just think these are amazing, whether they're going on, a table, a buffet, in a tiered stand. Maybe you're just doing a tray vignette. It could be a single little meringue cake. You could be giving this as a gift for a birthday, Mother's Day. It could be an add-on to a basket. Look, it doesn't, it could be just for you. Because if you're like me, it makes you so stinking happy to decorate with little beautiful things. So, you know, just so cute. And I love the color combinations. That blue and pink one is so pretty. I actually did the widest piping on that particular one. Um, Everyone from there, I sort of went a little bit smaller and showed a little bit more of the cookie base, but they're all absolutely stunning, guys. Please let me know. Do you love this? Are you going to give this project a try? Let me know.